And here we are. I guess maybe we're live. Maybe I'm live. Hello to the friends and family of Centered Sapien, which are not many, but if you're here, I love you. Um, hopefully, and you're here for a good reason. So again, here we find ourselves in an interesting place. Uh, our society is currently enamored by the Johnny Depp versus Amber Heard trial. Now, this is a very interesting thing. I would say that it's better than watching court TV, right? Like it's better than watching a fictionized view of the law. If I would have um, my ability to choose and and try to influence people to watch something, I would tell them to watch this trial because it's real life. Uh, People are doing real things. This is a real law and real lawyers, rather than watching like CSI or some stuff like that. Um, but again, what are we concentrating on as a society? Are we concentrating on the things that are important or not? I don't know. That's for you and I to figure out, perhaps in this little talk. Oh, let's outstretch those arms and just roll the wrists. I know I don't do this very often anymore, but this is a yoga channel. This is a channel that is for helping the body. A big thing that I've been going over, flip the palms and just rock them out to in. We're just going to do this for a little while. A big thing that I've been struggling with is that my body took a shit in 2021. Apologies for the brash language, but it didn't want to follow my instruction anymore. It's quite an unfortunate thing. And flip the hands. Flex the fingers. Point the palms towards the screen. And then down. Curl the fingers under. Up and down. You don't have to do it. Not, not necessary. I'm going to do it though. And then we're just going to palms down. Same thing. Out and in. So, anyway, my body decided to stop working. Don't know what it was. Never figured it out. I guess I'll never figure it out. On my way back, I'm trying to get back to a physical prowess that I held before. Something along those lines. Maybe I'll never reach it again, but it's fine. I'm going to do what I can and stop. Palms forward and down. And up and down. Up and down. Inhale. Exhale. Bring the hands down. Thank you for being here. This is Centered Sapien. I am one with myself. as much as I can be. I have changed over time. It is what it is. Have I been a perfect human? No. Have I tried to improve my lot? Of course. Everyone does. Some of us succeed and some of us fail. I may be on the latter part. It's all good. I'm still gonna dust myself off and try to pull myself up and go forward tomorrow. These things, it doesn't matter. I only want to be a good person. I only want to try to improve myself and those people around me every day. At the same time, I have had a very hard time interacting with what I would like to call a mainstream ideology, or I don't want to use some of the buzzwords that they have out there, but there are people out there who are very authoritarian in their mind. They want to control people. They want to censor people. They want to enact more laws. They don't believe in true liberalism. To be a liberal, right? To like a true liberal, as I consider myself, you have to allow for many different viewpoints. You have to allow for many different actions. If you don't, you're not a liberal anymore. The more you try to control things, the more you're an authoritarian. Um, and I know that a lot of people nowadays like to point at um, Republicans or conservatives, right? And I'm not quite sure. Republicans and conservatives, like, what are those terms nowadays? What what's the definition for those things? Like a Republican, what do you what do you believe in as a Republican? Do you believe in the Republic? Like, do you like this is I am I'd like us to get back to semantics again. And I know that it bogs down a lot of people, but I'm a linguist. I I I like definitions. I'm an engineer. I like physical properties. I like defined variables. Like it For example, if you're going to give me x, right? Like, what, it's a variable, right? Okay, so define the variable. What is it? Is it 1 through 100, or like what are we talking about? Like, what is x? Is it a formula? Is it just numbers? I don't know what you're talking about. uh, I don't know what this makes me as an individual, but it drives me crazy in the world because people don't define things anymore. When you can't define a woman, it not only does it make me it doesn't make me mad, but it makes me confused. And then once I get confused and I can't figure it out, then I get pissed off, right? Like at that point, that's when I get pissed off. I'm like, okay, well, a woman is an adult human female. She has fucking goddamn ovaries, a uterus, and a vagina. She puts babies into the world. That's what a woman does. I can't do that. I'm a man. I have a penis. I impregnate her. Like, these are fucking basic facts. And that's what makes me angry, right? Like, it's Jesus. I don't. Okay, I'm gonna dial it back again. Again, this is why I meditate every day. This is why I do yoga. And this is why everyone should do these same practices every day. Get up, do exercise, do breathing practices. I will teach you them. They're on my channel here. I show you my vulnerability because I am not perfect. I'm trying to be a good person. I am not the penultimate person, as many people out there will like to portray themselves as. They know all. They see all. They are the bestest ever. Do not believe those snake oil salesmen. They have no idea what they're talking about. Don't believe me. Make your own decision. But what I will say today is that we have a problem. A big problem. Because authoritarians, people within our midst, have decided that the Constitution can just be thrown away. The freedom of speech, the Second Amendment, the right to bear arms, can just be thrown away because of some asshole. Come at us. This ain't gonna fly. It never will. This is the United States of America. We are a republic. We do not bow to any authoritarians within or without. The United States of America was created against authoritarianism. I mean, the kings and queens of Europe, they were authoritarians. They said everything. They were the dictates. You want to go back to that? Where people can just, some people at the top can just say, oh, well, you can do this or that. No, never, ever. No. We'll fight, we'll fight, we'll fight. This is the United States. We are not ever going to submit to the authoritarians within our midst. These communists who think that fucking it's okay. No. Never. I'm sorry that I had to put that out there. But I am very angry. Very, very angry with some of the people that are saying the things that they are today. More rules, more laws. No, never. These people do not understand that aggression is a tool. In the proper way, when you unleash it in the proper way, aggression is a tool. We are men. We want to be heard. We are not going to hurt you. We're going to help you. The aggression is not towards peaceful people. That's not what this is about. The aggression is towards people who would hurt people. If you want to hurt someone, I'm coming after you. And so is everyone else on my side. What side is that? Let's just put it this way. Men have a place in this world. The masculine is important. It controls people and actions for a reason. Aggression is and only should be used to make people better, not to make people worse. If you're trying to hurt somebody else, hell yeah, aggression is coming out. If you're trying to hurt somebody else, for no reason, again, aggression should come out. But again, there's an imbalance here because for one, aggression comes out, but for the other, not so much. You know, you see this slow progression of socialism and communism coming into our country, slowly eroding law, slowly eroding rights. No, you stand up to that. Fuck these people. Authoritarians are no different than Nazis, and the authoritarians in the Democratic Party, they do the same thing. They want to control how you look, how you see things. They want to control the law. They want to control your rights. Democrats are not Democrats. I don't even know why they call themselves Democrats. Democrats are authoritarians at this point in time. They're nigh on fascists in some respects. I mean, when you look at some of the people like the mayors or even, I mean, I don't want to name certain Congress women, but they call for violence. You don't do that. They accuse other people of doing the same thing that they themselves do. And I don't want to point fingers in a particular direction, but a lot of them seem to be Democratic women. Although Democratic men are also to blame, but man, those Democratic women. And again, they're not Democrats. They're authoritarians at this point in time. They just want to fucking control the whole situation. They want to tell you what to do, what to say, when to act, when to do this, when to do that. You gonna listen to them? Yeah, it's up to you to decide, I guess. I would say this though. I started this channel. It's just a yoga channel. I've been out of yoga for a while now. Why? The world turned into crap. My body had an adverse reaction to something. I don't know what it was. but it wasn't good. I'm getting back on my feet. I'm slowly recovering, but as I look around, I see a world devastated. Our social structure is almost gone. We don't even talk to each other anymore. There are so many people that I used to talk to that I don't anymore. We're just split. Um, it I I I have no reference to, because I never lived through past wars or whatnot incursions. So all I can speak to is what's going on right now. So right now, uh, lots of friends have severed each other off from talking to other friends. Lots of family have severed each other off from talking to other family because of social or political views. And they're intransigent at this point in time. Like there's no through way. There's no, like, these people won't ever talk to each other. Like, if you believe in freedom and then you believe in authoritarianism, like, there's no way to, like, make a there's no through way there. Like, you either believe that people should be controlled or that people should be free. Now, I believe people should be free. I don't know who these people are that think that people need to be controlled. And like, I've never wanted to take sides ever. Ever. I'm not a side taker. I don't even believe in large organizations. I'm sort of the belief that once an organization gets over 100 people or about that, it's not good anymore. Like, you can never trust that organization. It's too large. Um, you you can't trust that the people are being represented in the upper echelons anymore. Um, the it's degraded. It's going to be sold and bought and blah 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 blah. Like, who gives a shit about the people anymore once the corporation grows to that size? Um, which is why, again, I am of the opinion everything should be small scale modularized. Like, we should have small scale things everywhere. Like, the smaller the better, right? Um, the Because essentially, when in if you think of it in the democratic way, the in the democratic way, you always want the smallest group to be represented. What is the smallest group? The individual, right? So you want the individual to be represented in a large scale. How do you do that? Okay, well, you have modular places, right? Like, you have 5 to 10 groups, or 5 to 10 people in groups, maybe, or again, I'm going by like a military sort of standard, uh, because that's where I come from in that regard. It's easy to control people, like when you go to squads, right? In the army, which is what I was in, you you have a small squad, like 5 to 15 people. Usually it's around 10 to 12, though. Like, you want to keep that squad small enough that people know each other. You don't want the squad to be large enough that people can split off into different factions, because that's what happens when groups get too large. When groups get too large, factions split off and people start fighting against each other. That's just human nature. So you keep the groups small. Everyone knows each other. Everyone likes each other. The best way to do this is just to, like, allow it to happen naturally, is what I would say. And then you just incorporate those small groups into a larger group. The problem comes in, right, when we get into the large scale logistics of freaking our normal politics now, which is all about money. Yeah, how much money can you raise in your campaign? How much? How much money? Is it a lot of money? Is it a little bit of money? Currently we're in this is May 27th, 2022. So we're about a week out from the midterms here, the preliminaries in PA, and we still don't have a specific candidate for our Senate because I don't know, some sort of weird countings going on. I don't like it. It's very weird. They're already starting a recount and they haven't even counted all the ballots. And at the same time, for some odd reason, they've said that like you can count ballots that don't fit to the standard. The standard is that you're supposed to have a handwritten return address. And so if it's stamped, for example, you don't take it. And that's just to check handwriting. You know, it's another form of making sure that it's an accurate and not a bot or not somebody else that's submitting this this vote. And so they've said that we shouldn't do that now. Preliminary. So they're going to start counting these, but they're going to hold them aside. But it's still being fought in court. So, like, we may not count these. It's so fucking bizarre right now. We are living through. I don't want to call it. It's not a civil war, but it's definitely a civil. It's a social division, is what it is. There's a social division between people who support rule of law, and then there are people who support authoritarianism. And they're like, as long as our leaders are doing the right thing, and they're fighting for the right topics, they can do whatever they want. I hate that. It's stupid. Allowing people to do that is the worst thing ever. That's how Hitler rose to power. If people don't see that, they're retarded, I guess. I don't know what to say. But here we are. I would like to say that we're going to move past this and we're going to end in a good future. I'd like to say that. Cheers to all of you out there who maybe tune into this channel and watch my ramblings. Thank you. If I don't see anyone currently in the chat because no one watches me, it's all good. This is just to let people know that we all have a voice. I think that the most important part is that I can stream. I can tell you what I feel. Is it something you're going to agree with? Meh. but I can speak. And as long as we can all speak, then I believe that our republic has a chance. So cheers. And to the overlords at YouTube, may our censorship be lifted. May free speech reign. And may everything be debatable. Cheers to you. Cheers. Have a great night.